Hello YouTube, here back with another kicking action figure review. Today we have a great little figure, at least I hope so, haven't opened him yet. It is Kamen Rider Diend from the Final Form Ride series. Yes, the FFR series. My first FFR figure. I thought about getting the Kiva a while back, but I never did it. But this is the gimmick line of figures. Still very cool. I still really like it, even though it's not a figure art. The Diend figure art's pretty expensive. I think they are going to release a new version of it, though, so hopefully you can get a figure art for a decent price if you don't already have one, but I'm pretty sure they're releasing a renewal version. But yeah, here it is. Nice box. You got a Final Form Ride series up top, along with that Diend there. Decade was the first Rider series I watched. I don't think I would like it as much now if I watched it, though, to be honest, because I've seen the other Rider series, or many of the other Rider series that are in it. So yeah, there's stuff on the back. You see, put it in the Decade belt there. You can put it in the arcade game in Japan. There's the whole line. You can get, excuse me, Ryuki, Hibiki, Dino, Fives, Decade, Diend, Kiva, Agito, Kabuto, and who is that back there? Kuga and Blade. Yes, that is everyone in the line right there. And then there's the card. Diend himself, very cool. And a picture of him fighting the Decade figure here. Very nice. Very nice. So yeah, let's open this up, huh? And here he is, right out of the package, Kamen Rider Diend, or Masked Rider Diend. I like saying Kamen Rider more, but screw it, am I right? Am I right? But yeah, first impression, he seems a little small maybe. Perhaps a tiny bit small. I don't know, but I'm getting a small vibe. Now we're going to go into detail and paint. Pretty good. These screws are showing on the back, but this is a gimmick figure for kids and adults alike. It's pretty nice. I think it's got a good head sculpt. Barcode looks good. Paint is very clean. Pretty much what you would expect from Bandai. Looking good. Nice belt. He has his card holder right here. It doesn't seem to be removable. I feel like it would be on the instructions if it was, but it's on there. You know, nice arms, hands maybe a little big. I don't know. He's just, he feels small. He feels small. Yeah, legs, nice clean gold bars. Very clean paint. And the sculpt doesn't seem bad except for maybe the size. We'll see when we get the size comparisons. Now articulation, a little bit of up and down on the head, not terribly much. You got side to side, of course, forward and back, in and out. You have a bicep swivel. You have an elbow bend. Wrist swivel, and then you have finger articulation, every 2 fingers, none on the thumb. So yeah, you see what I mean? Like that. So whatever, no ab or anything, but there's waist, and then the legs, out about that far, whatever, and forward, not much back. Knee bend, thigh swivel, and then there's like a ball on the foot, so you get a pivot and up and down, a rotation, all kinds of stuff out of there. So yeah, that's articulation. And now we're going to talk about some things the figure comes with. Of course, there are instructions, whatever. Pretty easy to figure out, honestly. Oh, excuse me. And then it came with this card that I already mentioned you put in the arcade or the belt. Pretty awesome. I already have one of these cards that I got free with an Ultraman figure, so very happy to have this. I didn't know he was going to come with a card. I think these cards are really cool. Very happy to have it. Diend also comes with this stand, single peg, but this hole here can like attach it to things. This is basically like a Transformers line almost. The Riders transform into whatever Decade can turn them into, a big giant weapon, and then this helps him stand on them. He's got a peg hole in the bottom of each foot. You can put either one on here. It doesn't really matter. So you can either use this to attach him to thing like you can see there, or just as a stand, you know, to help him stand up better. Diend also comes with his gun, which he holds pretty well, and it looks quite nice. good little accessory. I'll be displaying him with this one for sure. For sure. He also comes with this second version of his gun, where it's open so he can insert a card into it. Which is cool, I guess. Neato, you know. But he doesn't have cards inserted into it. It's whatever, you know, honestly. I'm going to display him with the closed one. I think it looks better. And I didn't mention it because you saw me move it earlier, but now I feel like I should mention it. His deck holder does rotate, so yeah. Now we're going to hop into size comparisons. Here's Diend with some other gimmick line riders. And my greatest fear has come to fruition. He is very short. Very short. No wonder he was so cheap. God dang, he's short. He is a short guy. I'm happy to have the character, but he's short. Here on the left we have the WAP Kamen Rider Wizard and the Tire Kokon Kamen Rider Drive type Technic here on the right. So left on Wizard, right Drive. Oh man, he's so small. Here he is with some SH figure arts. Here he is with the rider he goes with. Kamen Rider Decade Violent Emotion on the left. And on the right we have Kamen Rider Zolda. Both figure arts, as I already said. And he's just too small. I mean, if you have some people squatting down and kind of post up more, he'll look better. But, I mean, he's standing straight up. Decade's legs are apart. Even Zolda's legs are a little apart. He's way too small. He's way too small. I'm not even going to show him with sick figures because he just doesn't know. He doesn't scale with any of my Kamen Riders, honestly. He's too small for everything I have and too big for the 3 3/4 inch one. So he's just too small. So what are my final thoughts on the FFR 06 Masked Rider Diend figure? He's pretty much exactly what I expected. A little bit more on the accessory end. I thought he was just going to come with his regular gun, but he came with a stand and his open gun and a trading card. So that was nice, but at the same time, he's too short. He doesn't scale with my other riders. That really pisses me off. I'm really not happy about that. It's not good for me. I don't like that. But honestly, he's not a bad little figure. If you just want a cheap version of Kamen Rider Diend, this might be the way you have to go, because you're going to have to pay a lot for a figure art, even if it is brand new right off the line. So if you don't care about scale too terribly much and you just want a cheap Diend, go for it. I would very much like him to scale with my other riders, especially since my other gimmick line figures seem to scale with figure arts. And maybe they weren't thinking about that when they first made this line, because now they all do seem to scale with figure arts. I think that's intentional, I don't know. But, you know, I'll do something with him. I'm keeping him. So, just so you know. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. But that is it for today. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all later.